Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to join us in this weekly Buddhist Newsreel on Phật online channel. Hereafter, 9 major headlines of Buddhist activities of the week. Quảng Ninh, General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng offers incense 3 jewel and Buddha Trần Nhân Tông at Yên Tử SCENIC relic sites. Central section of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha lays memorial wreath at Điện Biên Phủ Martyrs Cemetery. Central Committee of Vietnam Fatherland Front and Ministries visit and wish Happy New Year for KHMER'S Tết Chôl Chnăm Thmây festivity. Ho Chi Minh City, head of the Central Committee for Mass Mobilization, visit Most Venerable Chairman of Administrative Council, Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Venerable Thích Đức Thiện, re-elected to be the head of Điện Biên Provincial Buddhist Administrative Board in third tenure. Hanoi Buddhism hosts conference for rolling out the Vasa, Buddha's birthday in 2022. Ho Chi Minh City press conference introducing ceremony 2022 of Home King's commemoration, bearing the theme Convergence of Vietnamese Cultural Quintessence. Cooperation program between Vietnam Buddhist University and Postgraduate Institute of Pali and Buddhist Studies. Ho Chi Minh City, Sangha offering at Minh Đạo Pagoda. And following are the news in details. On the morning of April 6, 2022, General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng and his delegation went to Yên Tử SCENIC relic sites to offer incense and pray for national peace and prosperity.
The General Secretary and the delegation respectfully offered incense and reported the achievements of national construction and development, prayed for national peace and security, and affirmed the determination to continue the work connecting the noble values of the nation, promoting the legacy left by the King, Buddha Emperor Trần Nhân Tông, cultivating great unity of the whole people, and building a country that is increasingly rich, democratic, fair, and civilized. Buddha Emperor Trần Nhân Tông in life was a benevolent, wise king, a talented strategist wholeheartedly for the people, for the country. With religion, is a Zen master who attained enlightenment, skillfully combining the heart, virtue, and wisdom of the religion as his devotion for the foundation of life. The General Secretary wished that the venerable monks, nuns, Buddhists, and the people would continue to promote the good tradition of their grandfathers, following the thoughts of King Trần Nhân Tông and the thought of the great national unity of President Ho Chi Minh with the motto, Dharma, nationality, socialism, for contribution to the construction of the country. On this occasion, the General Secretary and the delegation also planted a memorial tree in front of Trúc Lâm Yên Tử Palace.
On the occasion, Central Section of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha attending the Buddhist Congress in Điện Biên Province. On the afternoon of April 4, 2022, Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhân, Chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, and Reverend monks came to lay wreath and burn incense at Điện Biên Phủ Martyrs Cemetery.
In gratitude for the heroes' great contribution to the country, the delegation respectfully offered incense to commemorate the heroes and martyrs and chant prayers for the heroes and martyrs to be reborn in the pure realm. At the same time, pray for the nation to be prosperous forever, the people to be comfortable and happy. Next in the program, the delegation visited Điện Biên Phủ Victoria Museum and enjoy 132-meter panorama painting, which recreate the panoramas of the hero Điện Biên Phủ campaign, reflecting images of our army and people nearly 70 years ago. On the occasion, the delegation also visited the headquarters of the provincial administrative boards of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in Điện Biên Province, located at NGAY Pagoda. In the pagoda, the delegation offered incense to the three jewel sides and turned the great bell with 3 rounds in order to pray for the success of the third Buddhist contract of Điện Biên province and the strong development of the Buddhism in the Northwest region.
Showing great national unity, the delegation of Central Committee of Vietnam Fatherland Front, led by Mr. Đỗ Văn Chiến, Secretary of the Party Central Committee, Chairman of the Central Committee of the Vietnam Fatherland Front, went to Pali Sampron Pagoda in Cần Thơ on the morning of April 6, 2022, to visit the Khmer Theravada Buddhist monks and wish Chôl Chnăm Thmây Tet on the occasion of traditional New Year of the Khmer ethnic people.
Welcome the delegation. Most Venerable Dao Nhu briefly summarized the Buddhist activities of Khmer Theravada Buddhism, training at the Khmer Theravada Buddhist University, and the life of the Khmer people. In the recent years, Khmer people have always received the attention of the party, state, and authorities at various levels, so their life has become more and more prosperous and better off. The Khmer Theravada Buddhist Academy has had many monks who graduated with a bachelor's degree in Buddhism and dispatched for overseas studies. The Most Venerable thanked for the attention and concern of the authorities and affirmed that the Khmer Theravada Buddhism will unite, complete all Buddhist works as well as propagate to Khmer Buddhists the guidelines of the parties, policies, and laws of the state. The Most Venerable wished the leaders success, longevity, beauty, happiness, and strength. Mr. Đỗ Văn Chiến also congratulated Most Venerable, together with the monks and Khmer people, the traditional ethnic New Year full of joy and happiness. He hoped that with the Venerable Master's prestige and virtue, the Khmer people would unite and join hands with the authorities at various levels to build and develop the country. In the morning of the same day, the delegation of the Central Committee of the Vietnam Fatherland Front and the Ho Chi Minh City Party Committee, led by Ms. Bùi Thị Minh Hoài, Secretary of the Party Central Committee, head of the Central Committee for Mass Mobilization, also went to the Kandaransi Pagoda, Ho Chi Minh City, to wish Chôl Chnăm Thmây festival. The monks guided the team to perform the traditional Buddha bathing ritual. At the same time, the monks chanted and blessed the members of the delegation. On behalf of the delegation, Ms. Bùi Thị Minh Hoài also expressed her joy and thanked the monks and Khmer people in Ho Chi Minh City for their contribution to building the great national unity bloc. She wished the Most Venerable, the abbot, monks, and Buddhists, Khmer people to welcome the festivity happily and peacefully. Most Venerable, the abbot, gave a brief overview of Kandaransi Pagoda and affirmed that Kandaransi Pagoda is always the spiritual fulcrum for Khmer people in Ho Chi Minh City.
In the morning of April 6, 2022, Mrs. Bùi Thị Minh Hoài, Secretary of the Party Central Committee, head of the Central Committee for Mass Mobilization, led the delegation to Minh Đạo Pagoda in Ho Chi Minh City to visit and consult the health of Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhân, Chairman of the Administrative Council, Vietnam Buddhist Sangha.
On behalf of the Central Party and State, Mrs. Bùi Thị Minh Hoài expressed her gratitude for the positive contributions of the Vietnamese Buddhist Sangha in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic, and over the past 40 years, Vietnamese Buddhism has always accompanied the nation in natural disaster and pandemic. In response, the Most Venerable Chairman thanks the Central Committees for Mass Mobilization for helping the Sangha successfully carry out Buddhist activities in the past year. The Most Venerable said that Vietnamese Buddhist Sangha will continue to propagate and mobilize monks and nuns, as well as lay Buddhists to live in the good life and good religions, to strictly abide by the guidelines and the guidelines of the parties, policies, and law of the state, local regulation, actively participate in social charity work to help the poor and local people.
On the morning of April 5, 2022, the Third Buddhist Congress of Điện Biên Province, took place at the Provincial Convention Center to review the Buddhist undertakings for the second tenure 2017-2022 and set the direction for further Buddhist activities for the third tenure with the participation of venerables of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha and the witness of attending local authorities.
In the opening speech, Venerable Thích Đức Thiện warmly welcomed the leaders of the Central Committee of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha and delegates. The Venerable commented that Điện Biên was associated with many great historical events, heroic victories of a nation, and while Buddhism was present in the place, it was for the mission of spreading the Dharma and benefiting the community. The Venerable said that, in the past tenure, the Provincial Administrative Board had restored and built the Provincial Office of Linh Quang Pagoda. The Provincial Administrative Board had also coordinated with the locality to organize many exciting cultural activities, thereby spreading the Buddhist teaching to the local people. With a total cost of over 34 billion Vietnamese dong, the province Buddhism also helps people overcome difficulties, natural disaster, and epidemics. At the Congress, the Provincial Administrative Board and individuals with outstanding achievements receive certificates of merit and accolades from the central section of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha and authorities at various levels. All delegates unanimously approved the list of personnel for the third tenure, and Venerable Thích Đức Thiện was re-elected to be the head of the Provincial Buddhist Administrative Board of Điện Biên. The representative of the government, standing deputy secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Mu A Sơn, praised the provincial monks and nuns for their active contributions to the social welfare and to religious and ethnic unity. He hoped that the new administrative board would continue to promote the tradition of protecting the nation and the people, guiding monks and nuns, Buddhists to live a good life and a good religion, build a great unity of peoples, and work with the government to build Điện Biên into a strong and prosperous province. In his blessing words, Most Venerable the Chairman praised the Buddhist achievements in Điện Biên province and believed that the newly elected administrative board of the third tenure would continue to promote the achievements of the Buddhist work, as well as perform well in accordance with the resolution of the Congress. The Most Venerable also hoped that all levels of the government and the central section of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha would support the new provincial administrative board for effective work, so that the spirit of compassion, happiness, and emancipation of Buddhism could be integrated into the lives of the mountainous people. On this occasion, the newly elected administrative board awarded 500 houses for ethnic minorities and one school campus at Ca La Pa in NGAY district.
On the afternoon of April 2nd, 2022, the Venerable Honorifics of the Vietnamese Buddhist Sangha of Hanoi City, under the chairmanship of Most Venerable Thích Bảo Nghiêm, Vice Chairman of the VBS Administrative Council, Head of the Dharma Enactment Section, Head of the Buddhist Administrative Board of Hanoi City, held a conference at Mo Lao Pagoda to roll out the organization of Buddha's birthday, the Vasa of Buddhist Calendar 2566, and the City Buddhist Congress for the tenure 2022-2027.
The conference reached a consensus to hold the great Buddha's birthday of Buddha year 2566 on May 14 at the City Cultural Center in Hanoi. The City District will hold the Buddha's birthday celebration ranging from May 1st to May 13, 2022, depending on the local COVID-19 epidemic situation, and under the directions of the People's Committees of the City and District on Disease Prevention. The organizations of the Vasa Summer Rain Retreat will be organized in form of the concentrated retreat for 3 months, starting from May 16 to August 13 at 18 campuses. The lecture program at Retreat Point in Hanoi City during this year's retreat seasons will be dedicated and grateful to the later Dharma Masters of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. At the conference, the Venerable also discussed the preparation for the Hanoi City Buddhist Contract, which is scheduled to take place on July 5th and 6th, 2022.
With the theme Convergence of Vietnamese Cultural Quintessence, the Home Kings Commemoration Ceremony 2022 will take place from April 8 to April 11, 2022 at the Home Kings Memorial, newly constructed in the National History Cultural Park, Thủ Đức City. The press conference to introduce the program of Home Kings Commemoration Ceremony in 2022 took place on the morning of April 4, 2022 by Vico Vietnam Company Limited, in collaboration with the Department of Culture, Sports, and the Management Board of Ethnic Cultural History Park at the City Press Center in Ho Chi Minh City.
The program of the Home Kings Commemoration Ceremony in 2022 is held with plenty of content, showing the national cultural identity of regions across the country. In particular, the opening ceremony will be held on the evening of April 8th, the ceremony of the ancestors' death anniversary on April 10th, and the closing ceremony on April 11th. At the press conference, the organizing committee said that epidemic prevention and control would always be ensured with disinfection and temperature measurement systems. The area for press and media will be expanded this year. At the same time, this is also an opportunity for people to contemplate and enjoy the artwork, regional cuisine of societies, units, organizations, businesses with prestige, quality, and creativity created in order to make a positive contribution to the economic development of the country, the development of careers, and towards the roots for the young generation in response to the call of the Prime Minister in the era of economic integration and development. The program is an opportunity to educate the tradition of drinking water, remember the source, gratitude to the Home Kings who had built the country and forefathers to be resilient against foreign invaders and defended the country. We promote to the world an extremely valuable and unique heritage, which has existed for thousands of years, becoming the traditional moral of our compatriots nationwide and overseas Vietnamese. The event also aims to propagate and raise awareness of organizations and individuals about their promising contributions to sustainable development of the community.
On the afternoon of April 5th, 2022, on behalf of Elder Most Venerable Thích Quảng, Rector of the Vietnam Buddhist University in Ho Chi Minh City, Venerable Thích Nhật Từ and the delegation went to Campus 2, Postgrad Institute of Pali and Buddhist Studies, PGI-PBS, in Kuhuwala, Sri Lanka, to sign a Memorandum of Undertaking, MOU, in cooperation program between Vietnam Buddhist University and PGI-PBS.
Welcoming the delegation were Venerable PhD Professor Mandawachia Dhammajothi and 5 deans. Venerable Mandawachia Dhammajothi introduced the formal development and rights contribution of the postgraduate Institute of Bali and Buddhist Studies in Buddhist and Bali training to international Buddhist communities and Sanghas. Besides the collaboration with lecturers, sharing academic experience and supporting the international students on both sides, the two institutes will aim to organize international seminars on ongoing global issues. In Sri Lanka, there are 4 Buddhist and Bali universities under the Ministry of Education and 24 universities across the country that have Buddhist and Bali facilities. In particular, the Postgraduate Institute of Bali and Buddhist Studies is considered the most prestigious university in Sri Lanka. The Postgraduate Institute of Bali and Buddhist Studies was established on November 23, 1975. Currently, there are 80 Vietnamese monks and nuns out of total 400 international students registered for master and doctor program in the facilities of Bali and Buddhist Studies. The Postgraduate Institute of Bali and Buddhist Studies, Campus 2, is under construction and finishing process. The opening ceremony is expected to hold in 2022. On this occasion, on the behalf of the Most Venerable Director, the Most Venerable Thích Nhật Từ handed over 25 $1,000 to support the Postgraduate Institute of Bali and Buddhist Studies. Speaking in the signing ceremony, Venerable Thích Nhật Từ believed that the expansion of Buddhist training as Postgraduate Institute of Bali and Buddhist Studies Campus 2 would provide the human resource in response to the demanding for Buddhist Sangha around the world.
On the morning of April 6, 2022, the lay Buddhist at Minh Đạo Pagoda in Ho Chi Minh City held a Sangha offering ceremony.
The ceremony was witnessed by Venerable Master Thích Tịnh Hạnh, Most Venerable Thích Như Tín, co-member of Supreme Sangha Council, Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhân, Chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council, Abbot of Minh Đạo Pagoda, Most Venerable Thích Thiện Tánh, Vice Chairman of the Administrative Council, Head of the Central Supervisory Board of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, with the venerable dignitaries of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, National Buddhist Sangha Office 2, Central Committee of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in Ho Chi Minh City, monks, nuns, and Buddhist attendants. At the ceremony, the most venerable monks and nuns representatives of the Buddhist family Minh Lập, Diệu Nguyệt respectfully offered Sangha dana to the present venerable monks and nuns. On behalf of the Sangha, Most Venerable Thích Như Tín praised the merits of making offerings. At the same time, a Sangha together prayed for the reborn ancestors and prayed for the Buddhist and family peace in the Dharma. On this occasion, with the help of the local government, under the guidance of the monks from Minh Đạo Pagoda, the Buddhists also organized charity gifts for disadvantaged families in Ward 9, District 3, Ho Chi Minh City.
Venerable monks and nuns, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, the last news has started off this weekly Buddhist Newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next program on PSO TV channel. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.